I'm gonna go with beginners and desktop players, whatever that means. I saw a little silhouette of a man. The Vox Adio, is that even what it's called? What do I know? Yes, a guitar amp, and I thought, bullshit or cool. So I called up my buddy Jens and I said, hey, Jens, don't you work for Vox? Send me one of them things and let me check it out. And it's pretty fun. So let's look at it. What is it? I'm gonna go with, it's an amp that is very clearly not a live amp. I read some reviews at Thomann where someone was like, I sent it back because you can't even gig with that. How immensely stupid are you? This is meant to be on the desk, nice to you, next to your computer, to your files, because you're an accountant or whatever, and you want to chill, you want to have a jam on your break. It's perfect for that. You're a beginner and you want to, you're not going to gig immediately. Yeah, loads of sounds, tuner, Bluetooth for your pushing your tracks through and practicing. It's all there and it's all pretty nice. Bluetooth speakers are pretty damn expensive. They really are. They've come a long way in terms of sound, but they're pretty damn expensive. Now, this is the base version, which we're gonna get into later. So, this is pretty damn light. Can be operated with batteries, check this out. Like a shit ton of batteries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it can be operated with batteries, so you can jam at the picnic. Or even more important, you can actually play music through this at the picnic. And that's kind of neat. Let's call it an add-on. The Bluetooth with batteries, kind of nice. So, handle here, take this to the picnic, and you're good. So you don't need to invest in another Bluetooth amp. And at the price that this is at, you could get a decent Bluetooth speaker, or you can get a decent Bluetooth speaker that also has a killer guitar amp built in. The look of the bass amp, I think, is kind of nice with the blue and the silver. The look of the guitar amp. Oh, Leslie, why don't you say that the slider camera is not turned on? I'm going to turn the slider camera on. With the gold and it's definitely not. I don't know. I don't think it's a look that's for the kids. It's more a grandma's couch kind of a look. It's the Vox look. I mean, that's okay. But, you know, I don't know. It's a little bit altbacken, we say in German. Old baked. I don't think you can translate that. I like the bass one with its blue and the silver a bit more. Who cares? It is tiny. And that is what she never says. It definitely is, let's say, in competition with the Yamaha... What are they called? TH something amps. They're metal. This is all plastic. The Yamaha ones are metal casing, lunchboxy. Little bit more sturdy. And with the Fender GT40. Now the GT40 pretends to be a bigger amp. 40 watts. And it looks bigger and more ampy. On the other hand, I'm going to say this right away, it doesn't sound as good as these do. They did something with the stereo-ness of it that's kind of face cancelling, and any drive sound just doesn't happen. The new Fender GT amps need to be reworked, Fender, I'm sorry to say. It's okay for practice and all that in the menu. The cool thing with these is no menu, no nothing. What you see is what you get, unless you plug in USB. If you want to see for the guitar version what you can do with the software, please watch my VT40X review, because we go through the software and look at all the functions. Everything that's available in the VT40X software is available for the Adio. Now, I'm not going to go into this because it's way too much. We're going to look at what you can do right on the front panel, which I think is what matters. Are you really going to connect your amp with USB, load up the software on your laptop or computer or your iMac, and then fiddle around with it? Who's going to do that? Yeah, do you want to load up the diesel type amp or the orange type amp that you can't access on the front panel? Maybe, but you're probably a beginner, which means you don't even know these things exist, so you're not going to go in the software and fiddle with it. Let's look at this amp at face value. Let's look at it, what it is, which also means, yes, you can use the USB to record. Are you going to be the kind of person that's going to go into recording with this? No, I'm not looking at this. I want the feature that matters, which is on the table and you play and how does it sound. Which is also why I'm not using the headphone out. I mean, that's a nice add-on. Put your headphones on, don't bother grandma. That's totally cool, but I'm also not using that to record. The question is, what does it sound like in the room? And that is why I have this, which is an MS setup with 2 Octava mics, which gives us a pseudo stereo sound. And I tested it, and what I heard coming out of the speakers was actually kind of the experience that I have sitting in front of the amp. So I managed to capture what this amp sounds like in the room. And that is really, with this type of product, the only thing that matters. We have effects, we have tap, we have a tuner somehow, yeah, you have to hold this in. We have 8 different programs, there's a bank 1 and a bank 2. A knob for, why don't I show this over here? Let's see, push the, you know, that button that I told you about. Thank you. So we have amp models, which I think on the guitar version matters, on the bass amp not at all. Gain, full EQ, and volume. And here a couple of effects. Yes, you can get more effects if you use the software, but really, who would? Honestly, I don't think you would. So you hold this in here, and then you have a tuner. If it's green in the middle, it's in tune. We're going to check that. And here we have Bluetooth connection and level for the Bluetooth. We also have a phones out here. Oh, this is the phones out. The other thing in the back that I showed you is not the phones out, that's actually the aux in. So you can just, instead of Bluetooth, wire in your device analog. So, enough of that. Of course it doesn't make sense. I'm going to get shit for this because I'm going to plug in a, I don't know, 7,000 euro guitar into this amp. But it's a Strat style guitar, which means, yeah, that's the whole idea. I don't have my Harley Bentons here right now, so is that fully in tune? Probably not. So I'm gonna hold in this thing. Hey, that works. So, preset 1. And again, you're hearing the sound in the room. This amp is not plugged into anything. It's sitting on the table, and that's how you would experience it. So already a little bit fizzling, but should be cleaner. So I dial this down. This is of course digital modeling, but it feels very good. It feels very, except for the, you know, boxy kind of sound, because it's a plastic purse, okay? Is it gonna sound as fat as a real tube amp? Hell no, it's meant to be a practice tool on the table. But as that, All the details it translates. That amp always feels a little bit dirty. Let's see if Vox can do its own amp. So the higher you go on this, you see where it says phaser? So here would be subtle, and here it's more. So you can actually dial it in a bit. So I want subtle chorus, so I go right here. I want some spring. Nice, a little bit much there. Well, let's look at the other effects right away. That's me playing crap. Oh no, that's the wrong knob, wait. So here's the thing about this white button. I don't know why it's not always white. Now it sounds kind of focused and right in front of the amp. If you push the white button, it really sounds as if the amp is more in the room. Why would you just ever turn that off? Let me see if I can capture that. The effects that should work. Let's go to the next one. This gets bigger. Yeah, I know. So this is way cool. Oh, this is the level for the guitar. Moving on to the next one. the volume. It's very nice. Volume-wise, it's already a little bit much for this amp to handle. You can clearly hear that. Well, works. And we're gonna go and see how it works with humbuckers. We're gonna go move on to the heavier sounds. Get the delay off. Here we are in the other British territory. Actually, what might make sense is to play something that, you know, some of you might play. Not enough drive there, so... for copyright reasons. Why not? Very nice. And this is fun. What else can I say? This is all very, very nice. Oh, it's always coming out of, you know, the little box, and it's gonna sound like the little box, but for an on the table noodle around and practice thing, I would have fun practicing with that without having to plug in all that shit behind me. So here we are in heavy territory. Okay, the tuner cannot do D. This is cool. You can save your favorite sounds, 8 of them, which is totally more than enough for a lead, drive, a thing, a mega heavy, a clean, and then you have your favorite sounds on the desk right there. You turn the damn thing on, plug in, play Bluetooth, your backing track, everything you want right there, and turn it off after 5 minutes, and you had some fun. Or for beginners, all the sounds react to your playing. It is what do you call it? It's satisfactory to play it. Yes, it's not a real tube amp. Yes, it's tiny. Does it sound slightly boxy? Well, it is a tiny box and it has a lot bigger sound than you would think that this plastic thing has. So it's never going to replace the real amp. It is a practice amp, a beginner amp, a tabletop amp, a have it in the living room amp because your wife allows you to have that purse. It's for that. So let's check out the bass version. Okay. Here I am now with the Adio Air BS. BS, not the best name right there. Is it BS? That's a big question. Now I'm using a Ken Taylor Basic 5. Is that the amp that is that the bass that you're gonna use with this amp? Very, very likely not. You're very likely gonna use something much cheaper and beginnerish, which means I have to get that. I'll be right back. So here I have something that's more realistic, €150 bass from Harley Benton with this Adio. I think that's more of a beginner setup, which makes sense. Is it tuned? Probably not, so we're gonna hold the tap in and tune ski this thing. Okay, this is not an active bass, so less output. There we go. It says slap, okay. Rock. Let's put the wide in. Can't really hear the difference there. I don't know. What do we have? That's actually a decent sound right there. AC30 top boost. Ah, these are for guitars. So you could use that for guitar as well. Because that's not meant for bass. Come on. Let's see, what do we have in terms of effects. Oh, comp, that's good. Actually good. What does that say? Touch wall. Neato? What's the next? Fuzz. Yeah, we all need more bass fuzz. And then we have, I don't know what that says. Oh, chorus. Neato, and then we have a second dial with no one needs delay on bass, trust me. No one. Ah, here we go. No one needs that. No one needs reverb on bass. Come on! Because we go. Yes, no one needs that dial. Come on. Okay, so there's the Adio bass for you. Let me put this thing away. My 2 cents. Well, Vox is always a bit more than the competition when it comes to this type of beginner modeling plasticky product. Don't quite know why that is. On the other hand, in this thing, the sounds are great. The sounds are absolutely cool, and as a beginner tabletop practice, take it with you on the train and annoy people, or play guitar at a picnic, or use it as a Bluetooth speaker. This is absolutely recommended. And I haven't tested the Yamaha yet, I would use this over the Fender because you can't gig with the Fender. Is it bigger? Is it louder? Yes. Does it sound not as good as this? Yes. So sound-wise, absolutely. Will it sound like a big-ass tube amp? No. You know why? Because it's not. Will you use it with the USB and use the software to have a lot more amps and functions and save them onto this dial? Yes, you can. Will you? I don't know. For me, since I have a lot more gear, I would put that on the table or actually in the living room or at Leslie's place. Leslie, what do you think? No. Okay, I'll get a no on that. And have something I can play with. Plug in headphones, don't annoy anyone. Jam to tracks. This is pretty damn cool. And it comes with an external power supply. It's kind of a laptop thing. Laptop power supply. I don't like that. That's an extra thing that you have to carry with you. I would have liked a power cable to go straight in here. The battery thing, very nice. I think this is a good box for the desktop. And no more than that. Now, the bass, I don't see. Now, if you're a bass player and you need something light and portable, yes. If you're a bass player and you need that to warm up behind stage, cool. You want to play battery powered and also have Bluetooth capability at the picnic, totally cool. But all the sounds that you have on the bass amp, like this modern, the deep, the rock, this, all this stuff, I don't think it matters. On bass, when I record, I go DI. On bass, what do you want? You want a good, clean sound that gets your bass translated in loud and fat. Now, I think for beginners especially, they need to feel the bass. They need to sit there and pluck and feel that push. So a small 110, 112 combo that has nothing but volume, you know, high and low, and that's it, but does that well, I think is more recommended than the Adio bass. So for beginners, to get a feel for the instrument, don't fiddle with sound. Do you need delay on bass? Do you need chorus? No, I'm sorry. All this, you know, rock, that's a toy. That's clearly a toy when it comes to bass. For a beginner, get an actual bass amp and feel the bass. Feel the weight of it. As a practice tool for a bass player that's already knows his chops, but it's light and small and battery powered. Yeah, okay. You already know what a fuzz is. I don't want beginning bass players fiddling around with fuzz. You're an already established bass player, you're looking for a practice tool with Bluetooth? Yes. For beginners, I'm sorry, but the bass Adio is not recommended because you'd be focusing on the wrong thing. For guitar players, absolutely. And for bass players that already know their shit as a practice tool. That's what I gotta say. Links below. Animals at the end.
I've been waiting and again that you're gone for good. Think about it, burn your light, I wish I only could. Forget your bonnets that you keep appearing in my dreams like a vision, a decision that's been made as it seems. But don't leave me standing here like an idiot in the rain. Oh, I miss the tender kisses and your lovely smile, and I damn, those are the men who made you say goodbye. Should've known that I'd